When it comes to building business credit and when it comes to obtaining business funding, there's a lot of information out there that I don't necessarily want to say that it's incorrect, but I think that maybe the way that it's put together in the pieces could be out of order. So in this video, I am going to be breaking down 3 different things that you need to look at apart from just having your LLC. Here's why. An LLC is the legal formation of the business. And again, you can even use this for an S Corp, you can use this for a C Corp, but for the purpose of the video, we are going to be using an LLC because this is one of the more common ones that I see. And you've probably seen it too. Think of a time where you were watching a video, either on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, wherever it was, and someone posted that all you need to do is get yourself an LLC and you can obtain business funding. While there is some truth to that, there are some steps that you want to take, and there are some metrics that you want to pay attention to. And so the first one that I really want you to, again, take a look at is, even though the business formation or the business entity is set up through the LLC, how you set up your business is also going to be as important of you just opening up, again, an LLC through your state or through some third-party servicer that you're using, like a LegalZoom or even a Zen Business, right? This is an important piece to this entire puzzle, especially if you are in a certain industry that's possibly more restricted than other industries. We've made other videos talking about restricted industries. We've made other videos kind of sidestepping how you can approach these banks and these lenders so that even though you're still doing the same line of work, you're not necessarily shooting yourself in the foot when you are applying for business funding and you're going after business credit and you're building out your business credit profiles. So the way that you structure your business is going to be an important piece to this, because the way that you structure your business is how the lenders and it's how the banks or even the credit unions are going to judge your file. Because what a lot of people end up confusing, and this goes for both new business owners and existing business owners, is they think that just because they had a buddy or they had, let's say, a colleague that they were able to get $45,000, $50,000 worth of a line of credit, they automatically assume that, let me do the same thing that they did and that's going to yield me the same results, which is the second thing that we want to take a look at. Who are you forming a relationship with? I can tell you that there's certain credit unions that are going to favor businesses that are maybe in the logistics space more heavily than maybe someone that's more in the financial space. Let's say if you are a stock trader or you teach stocks, or let's say that you have a credit repair business, or let's even take it a step further. Let's say that you have a logistics company, but you also have another business, and the other business that you have is maybe an e-com store. We know for a fact that when it comes to e-com, you'll go from 3, possibly 400 lenders down to potentially 5 or 6 lenders, because that line of work is much more what we can call cash intensive versus maybe a consulting type of business. So the bank, the lender that you decide to, let's say, form a relationship with is going to play, again, another key piece into how much funding you can get. But I want to take that a step further, because oftentimes, and again, it goes back to kind of like the information that we get, which is why I really want to debunk this in this video. It's not just about opening up a checking account at a bank. You want to take that a step further. If you really want to maximize the amount of funding that you get, you want to get to know who the bankers are. You want to get to know who's in charge of the small business division, maybe in that area. This is why just applying for big banks like your Chases, your Wells Fargo, your Bank of Americas, yes, you can pull some funding from them, but you also want to pay attention to your regional banks and to your credit unions, which is why we talk about them so much here on this channel. Who is, let's say, the branch manager? Who is the small business division manager? Who's in charge of lending for, let's say, small businesses? Who's in charge of the lending, or who does the underwriting for maybe the line of work that you do? You want to find these things out, because all of these are data points that you're not just gonna get if you were to just search online, which is why I always recommend take a weekend, do your homework, visit 2 or 3 credit unions, get to know the branch, see what they have to offer, and see if that's someone that you want to even open up a business checking with. And then the final piece of this is, let's say once you've decided to open up your business checking, once you've decided to establish your LLC, once you've shown them your EIN, your articles of organization, your bylaws, you've pretty much done the whole shebang, right? before you apply for funding, you want to pay attention to your bank rating. Now, they won't necessarily give you this, but I'll give you the inside scoop on this. A bank rating is formed whenever you deposit funds into that account. And so the way that it works, it goes from a 3 all the way to a 10. But for the purpose of the video, you just need to focus between a 3 to a 5. You want to get out of the 3 zone as fast as possible. If you are in the 3 zone, this means that you have less than $1,000 sitting in that checking account. So what you want to do, if you really want to season that account, you want to let this money sit in there for at least 61 to 90 days, right? You want to let it sit there for 61 to 90 days inside of that business checking account, nothing less than $5,000. But if you're a bit tight on money, you can get away with $2,500. It's only going to put you in the low 4 range. If you want to start creeping into that low to mid 5 range, you want to be well over $10,000 in your checking account. And then don't forget, you want to have that money moving, which is something that a lot of people and business owners forget to do. And I think that this happens because we start thinking, okay, let me start applying for every single credit card that I can get. Let me start going after every credit union that I see, rather than thinking strategically about this and thinking to yourself, which credit union do I have the best odds with in order for me to maximize the funding? And so rather than going after 50 credit unions, let's maybe open up relationships with 3 or 4. That way we can use our resources to our advantage and we can become more resourceful with what we have. If you found value in this video, and if this is something that you want to learn more about, this is something that we teach inside of the Inside Inner Circle, where we coach business owners and entrepreneurs on different funding methods that we use in order to help them get funding at every level. Again, whether they are a startup or whether they are an existing business owner. If that's something that you want to learn more about, you can do so by hitting the link down in the description or visit InsideInnerCircle.com to check out our case study over on that side. But again, if you found value in this video, all that we ask is that you share this with a friend and consider hitting the subscribe button down below. Join the official community. Don't forget that anytime we're not posting on here, we're posting over on the Inside with Irv show, which is our podcast style channel. So if you like what we have going on over here, you'll love what we have going on over there. Once again, I appreciate you guys checking me out. Till next time, everyone, I will see you in the next video.